Hey guys, welcome to the stream. Uh, Today we're going to be studying, and we're going to be studying cloth or clothes. So I did this survey on Instagram to see which one you wanted to do, and it turns out cloth won, just by a small margin. Okay, so um, I was kind of nervous because I don't really know how to study this. I've never actually sat down and studied it. Like I'm guilty of that. So I guess I'll just see how it works. I grabbed some reference, and it's very varied reference. So some of it is like from the space station and from astronauts, and also couture, and also a bag, like a backpack. So I'll be showing you in a bit. Um, for now, if you haven't subscribed to YouTube or to Twitch or to whatever, just go ahead and follow me any way you can so you can get notifications as soon as I start streaming. So you don't miss out on all the content that I put up. And I'll be putting it up twice a week for as long as I can muster. And after that, I guess I'll take a break and then I'll continue. So thank you guys for being here. Let's get started. So, here it is. Here's the canvas. What I was thinking to do first was kind of make this imaginary table. So it's like an inverted table. Okay, so just suppose that this is something that is there and it works, you know? So it's like four stubs. So how I like to study, let me explain it just a bit, because this may be maybe just a bit too abstract for some of you guys. How I like to study is trial and error. Okay, so the first step is I guess. Okay, so I try and probably fail. And the next step is check, you know? So I check, whoa, check. So I check, I check some references and then I confirm my theories or not. Um, and then I try to study those references. So I copy basically. Okay, so that's kind of the process that I'm trying to follow. For now, what I want is to study the difference between like thick clothes and very thin clothes. Okay, so my suspicion is that thin clothes kind of tend to make all of these wrinkles along its way, and thick clothes tend to like make these kind of places where it has a certain resistance to wrinkling, but is still subject to tensions. Okay. Usually when people talk about drawing clothes, they say like, oh, think about the tensions, but that's a bit hard to think when like an abstract, you know, like in the vacuum. So what I'm doing with this shape here is adding four like definite places of tension, and I'm kind of throwing an imaginary cloth on top of it. Okay, basically that's what I'm gonna be doing. So, oh, I did this in the wrong layer yet again. So let's just do this and we'll fix it later. So this is gonna be my inverted bench. Um, and now I'm gonna start sketching like different thicknesses of cloth on it. Again, I have never actually consciously studied this, so I'm probably gonna fail. But let's go with it. So I'm gonna start with a medium kind of cloth. So it's not jean, but it's not silk. It would be kind of like a thick, cheap cotton sweater. Um, so let's just do that. Mhm. Okay. I don't think this is gonna matter too much, but okay, let's just keep going. And let's just do, I don't know how to do this precisely. Okay, so I'm just gonna leave it like that, I guess. I think that's good enough. I'm missing some of this maybe, and some of this. Okay, so that is kind of medium, so let's just medium, okay? Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna cheat a little bit. So I'm gonna make it like lower opacity and try again with lighter cloth, okay? So one of my assumptions is that it's gonna kind of warp here in the middle, okay? Because if it's too heavy, then it's just gonna stretch, and I want to work with that little pool that forms in the middle of the four legs. Does that make sense? So let's go with thin. Okay, so what I'm thinking is it starts wrinkling a lot. If you have any questions, by the way, just let me know in the comments or in the in the chat section, and I'll try to answer whatever you want. Okay, and I'm thinking that because this is kind of a lighter cloth, it's probably gonna fall down a lot easier, just because it doesn't have any resistance, so it doesn't have any structure. That's what I'm guessing. I'm not really going for that. So so I'm guessing also that these little shapes that it forms are way smaller than the previous one. Okay, and there's something wrong here, I think, because I made the tip like not fit with the actual corner, so it looks odd. But let's try to fit that. Yeah. Whoa. Okay, I think that works, except for this area in the back. I think this tier just doesn't belong there. But I'm wondering what it would do. I'm thinking it probably just tenses like that. Maybe it's like it folds into itself. Yeah, that could happen, I'm guessing. I don't know. It's too much. Okay, so that's the light, like the thin one. Let's just call it thin. Okay, and now I'm gonna go with the heavier one. So the thicker one, not heavier. Hey guys, for those who are just dropping in, we're studying cloth today. Woo! So cloth is very complex and it's all about tensions, and that's really hard to imagine. So what I did was make this inverted table on the floor, and that way I'm kind of putting different imaginary cloths over it. I have never studied this before, but this is just my way of going about it. And what I'm gonna do today is first guess, which is what we're actually doing, and I'm gonna try and probably fail. And then we're gonna check some references. And those references also have like different colors that I really, hey, what's up, Angie? Welcome, welcome here. So the way I'm gonna go about it is I'm gonna check those references, and they also have like certain aspects that I need to study that I would like to study a lot more, which is like satin cloth, how to draw it, because it's very complex in my mind and I need to simplify it. Also, very reflective black clothes, because I need it for a project, and also very thick clothes. Okay, so there's a ton of that around, and we'll get to that in the end. Aponte, what's up? How you doing? And then after that, I'm going to copy. That's when I'm going to use the references, so I'm going to be able to copy that later on. Okay, so the first one we did was this one, which is kind of a medium thickness cloth. I noticed right now that this actually looks super weird, but whatever. After that, I did the thin one, which is this one. So it's a bit of a difference, but I am suspecting that it kind of lends itself a lot more to wrinkles, you know, having a lot more tension lines. And right now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce this medium just to cheat, and I'm going to make the thicker one. That's where we are right now. So let's keep going. So I'm imagining this is more like jean or some really like stiff, maybe that's too much, some stiff cloth going about. So I'm also going to do that like in the shape language of the bottom. So if you notice, I'm no longer doing like these curvy lines. I'm mostly just doing strong edged ones, because I'm imagining this is like leather. That could be it, but the thing, ooh, leather is different. Let's do that one in my mind. Let's do that one in another one, because I'm thinking leather doesn't fold as much. Maybe really thin leather does that. Wow, that's really hard to say. Uh, maybe really thin leather does that. Wow. But I'm thinking very thick leather kind of folds and kind of resists a bit more. Let's just go with it. I don't know, but good idea. Okay, so and if this inspires you to actually study this, then that's great, because it's important. And I think when we design characters and we put clothes on them, or we add some accessories or whatever, and they're made of clothes or cloth, it tends to be kind of rigid. So I'm thinking that it's good to study this. That's my process right now. It seems to be good. So this is turning out to be more like cardboard, like wet cardboard. But I hope it works. Okay. Yeah, let's just do that. Okay, maybe too much there. I'm thinking that could be like a really resistant fabric, like, yeah, like jean or something. So let's just add something like that just to make the joke that it's jean. That's an excuse. Okay, there we go. Jean. It depends on the weight of the leather. Yeah, I would agree with that as well. So let's try leather. Jesus, that's okay. So let's see. Really light leather would be pretty much like this thin one, right? It's except for like for the texture and colors and stuff, it would be more reflective. But I'm imagining it would be like that because it's kind of a heavy material, but it's also very thin. So I'm guessing let's just go with leather, see how it goes. Um, okay, I think I've never, have I seen this? I'm thinking that leather would actually like conform to the shape, like it wouldn't bow down to it, and it would have these really perfect curvy things, and it would also resist quite a bit to it. So it would be mostly like that, I'm guessing. Yeah, I'm guessing it would be something like that, but I'm not sure. We'll have to look for references. But yeah, I'm guessing that would be kind of a even heavier and thicker material. So let's just go with with the process. Okay. So I'm guessing thin, then it becomes a medium, then it becomes, well, thicker, or maybe drier. Maybe that would be a better adjective. And then the leather one. I'm thinking this looks weird, so let's just edit that right now. Okay. And without the table, it would look like this. So thin, and medium, then thicker, and then leather. Okay, so those are my guesses. Okay, now we're gonna go into the checking. So I'm probably not gonna directly check these references as thinner and stuff. I'm just gonna go with some examples. So let's just continue with that. Okay, so the things I want to study are the following. First, I want to study the like some astronaut. By the way, these images are, I just found them on Google. I just looked for like astronaut cloth and pop, there it came out. So what I'm looking at is these patterns of cloth. I think they're very interesting. Like they look almost like plastic, like a very synthetic cloth, especially because of the reflection they have. But I'm just gonna try to sketch to see if I can mimic these amount of tensions that are here. Okay, so let's just go with it. I hope you're seeing all this. Let me know if you can't see something. Okay, but how would you know that? Okay, I'm not gonna go with shape, like precise shape. I'm just gonna go with like the generalities. I'm not gonna divide it in as many divisions as there are over there. But all I want is like this, these tensions that are here that are super interesting for me. Okay, I know this doesn't look like much, but I'm actually getting a lot of information right now, so. Okay, and some of those are kind of better built. I don't know why. Like there's such a difference from one seam to the other, but there is a lot of variation in them. Like they're not all perfect. Okay. Okay, this just looks like a dirty shape. It doesn't look like the actual color. So let's add some color to it to just to start getting the hang of it and like warming up our engines a bit. Because we're gonna start studying some of the reflectiveness of the following. Oh, let's just do this under this one. Okay, not too clean, not too perfect. It's just what we need. Okay. So again, we're back at studying color, but that's kind of the constant for me. Like that's my weak spot, so I'm probably gonna study that a lot. Okie dokie. So I'm just taking some creative licenses here because I'm not exactly copying this shape. So I'm just kind of trying to get some of the general, very general ideas that I'm seeing and kind of applying them here. That's basically what I'm doing. Okay, so let's see. Have you dropped any frames? No. Okay, that's good. Okay, I like how this is looking. Let's go a bit darker, and we're going to be done with this one, I guess. And this is also kind of this, I don't know if this is right, and probably Angie would correct me if if she's still there. But basically, is this also considered satin? I don't know if it's a precise material or kind of a condition of lighting that some materials show. I don't know if I'm being clear enough. Hey Dad, what's up? Welcome. I'm glad you're here. Okay, so this is kind of my study on this like inferior part. Let's do a quick study of the top part, just because, what the heck. So I'm just gonna do this real quick. Oh, I like those shapes a lot. I don't know why it's connecting and disconnecting so much for me, but whatever. This is mostly just very repeatable lines over here, and also like a lot of distortion patterns over this. Okay, let's go with the darker ones now. Okay, I'm happy with that. Let's just add a little bit of detail here. Okay, there we go. Good. That little window is still around in there. Hey, what's up, Santi and Salo? Not exactly satin, but close. Okay, that makes sense. But what? This is amazing, and this is the opportunity. Everyone, Angie, she's a fashion designer, and she's really good at what she does. She designed my wedding gown, which was a total challenge. And she's amazing. She's very knowledgeable. She's actually a teacher at university. Um, so I don't know if you can, if I'm putting you on the spot, sorry, but I'm just really interested right now. Um, what what is the difference between this material and actually satin? Like if you could write it, like I don't know if it's too tough. You can write it in Spanish if you want. I don't know if I'm putting you too much on the spot, so sorry about that. At least for me, like I would like to know. So this is like this astronaut garb, and I don't know why I went with astronauts. I just thought about like they have really different um, cloth textures and materials. This image is also from Google. It's like straightly, it's just taken from there. Let's just delete this so I can have a bit more space to sketch. Okie doke. So I'm thinking that this is kind of a thick cloth. I believe it is. I don't know why, but whatever. Okay, I'm really interested in this area and this area, so probably that's what I'm going to study right now. So I'm starting from here. Okay. Satin is not impermeable. Oh. Okay, okay. So satin is it can get wet. Yeah? Is that it? Is not unwettable. I don't know how to say that. It's not waterproof. Yeah? Is that it? Yes. Okay, good. That's good. So that's kind of the difference so it is an actual is it an actual material? I have no idea about this. So this is really interesting. I'm sorry if I'm being like overly impatient about this. Like I'm not asking you on the on a private chat or whatever. But do you is it an actual material? Like if I say satin, is it like a chemical composition of a material, or is it a characteristic that any cloth can have given the circumstances? I don't know if I'm being clear about that or close to clear. Okay. Yes. Okay. Good. Good. That's pretty good. Okay. Oh no, that was the previous answer. Sorry, guys. I'm like, yes, what? Okay, so from my side, I'm pretty happy with my suspicion about like really thick clothes because this does look a bit like what we were drawing before, at least in my opinion. I don't know if you guys would agree. But wow, this is so pretty. Es una canción de brillo de algunos textiles que se califican como satinados o brillantes. Oh, okay, thanks, Dad. Thanks. My dad is a photographer, so he also has some information about that, and he's covered like more fashion shows that I can ever um, like hope to cover. So I guess that counts. Okay, let's see. Thank you for being here, Dad. Okay, so this looks weird. This looks like a little, like I need to define a bit more like these different lines. So it feels like two different things and not just one. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I'm really happy like comparing with this thicker material because it does feel a bit like that. There's one thing that I didn't like take into account, and if I would add a bit more of these kind of shapes that we're seeing once and again. But I'm noticing that they're not too close to each other, so they're not folding as much as one would expect. So I would do that, and I think it looks better just by doing that, and that's just great. I'm really happy with that. Okay, yeah, like these, for example, these right here. Okay, I'm really, whoa, what did I just do? Oh, I pressed too many things. Okay, so I'm happy with this little study here. I'm gonna move on, okay? Es una forma de tejido. Oh, so it depends on the directions of the strands? Like that's why they reflect so much? For those who have absolutely no idea what satin is, like me, I I was very diligent and I went on Google and I wrote satin dress and I got this image. Is this satin, Angie? This is also Google, so I don't own that image. Really? So it's a way of, oh, that's pretty interesting. I didn't know that. I had no idea. Okay, that makes sense. Good. So, what's interesting about this is it's a very thin dress. So I'm probably going to study like the whole thing because I like this area down here. You're not seeing this. You're not seeing this either. I'm going to study this area because it has all of these like cool, windy kind of blowing effects. And also, these diagonals are very cool because if they were not satin, I would probably just draw them like this, you know? But because they are satin, they start generating some like intermediate shapes that I need to start studying, like the contrast between the highs and lows. I would love to get that like under control. So let's get to it. So first, I'm just gonna draw my what I suspect is kind of the line art. Let's call it like that. And I'm not gonna focus too much on shape. Oh, silk. Is silk satin? There's so many questions out there because I have no idea about this subject. But I'm gonna Google the heck out of them. Is silk satin? Because if I mean that could be true, like silk, like some things could be woven the way that silk is woven. Oh, so it's only on the like on the positive side, like of the face, like on the external face that it has that quality to it, right? That's pretty interesting. Okay, so here I'm just gonna do this. And yeah, so we're studying, we're learning a ton of things. We're learning that cloths don't always behave the same way, and I think that's super important because sometimes we find stuff out there that kind of like looks like cloth and it's really well rendered, but it kind of doesn't fit. Like it feels too heavy or it feels too light or like it just doesn't fit. Again, I'm not focusing on shape right now. I'm just focusing on this, like the interior. Just a little bit. So it's probably not going to be like the exact same model, and I don't really mind about that. What I care about is like the different shapes that it has. Okay. So I like this part down here. Can you see that? Yeah. Just because it kind of looks like it's sewn together. So it's like this structure where it kind of it folds back somehow and it's kind of stitched together. So it seems like that. I'm not sure, but it starts like generating all of these tension lines that we saw back on the astronaut kind of thing, right? I like that. Now, let's see, I hadn't thought too much about how different clothes stretch in different ways. Yeah, but they're super different, right? Like they behave in such different ways. And I mean, I feel it when I dress because I only use cotton. I only wear black things. So they need to be super fresh, like on contact with my skin. Because if I don't, then I'll just like drown, you know, like I'll suffocate. Um, so that's basically what I feel, and I'm kind of conscious of that because it's important to me. Um, let's just move this a bit higher and keep going. Okay, silk is a fiber and it's usually used to make satin or other fabrics like the veil, chanteau, chiffon. Chiffon, I said that like I know French, but I don't. Uh, okay, that's like another level. Okay, okay. Let's look for chiffon. Let's just find that. And chiffon dress. Oh, oh wow. This is gorgeous. Okay. But it's much lighter, right? Like it's such a light. Oh, but it's still like shiny and stuff. Wow. Okay. So this is super exciting, guys. So this is what I just saw. Well, that's a tiny, tiny image. Let's just, um, I think this is larger. Let's hope. Oh no. Hang on. So, okay, it's the same size. But this is apparently chiffon. So is this chiffon? Can you can you confirm or deny that, Angie, please? But I like this because it's very light, but it also has these kind of reflections on the side. Does that make sense? It's like a sheen, like a, okay, good, good. So from my knowledge, with my short knowledge of 3D stuff, I know that when I add sheen, like the word sheen to any material, like on 3D, like that makes it shine, like just on the edges where light is coming from. So I'm guessing that's also a characteristic of it, because we also have sheen here and here. So I'm just guessing. I have no idea again. But this is super cool. I'm learning a lot. Thank you guys. Thank you, Angie. Thank you, Dad. Okay. Wow, that bend is super weird, but okay, let's just do that. And this part here. So yeah, that's why I'm interested in cloth. It's just a really personal thing, because I like feeling fresh when I dress, you know, because I usually wear such dark colors. Okay, so let's go with colors. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna copy the colors here, because I'm not studying colors right now and I want to be like really precise. What I'm interested now is like in the placement of these colors. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go with this. I'm suspecting that it's just like this area down here and some. This is exactly what goes in my mind, like every time I. Sorry, I'm super gassy today. Yeah, but this is what goes in my mind. Like I'm constantly talking to myself. So, like a few days ago, some friend asked me like, "How do you draw and talk at the same time?" And the thing is, I'm always doing this with myself, and that's probably where all the different voices come from. I have a ton of voices in my main, usually. Um, okay, so it's super soft usually, apparently. Let's just go with this and grab this one right here. Okay, this is working. Okay, let's see. I see a big like blotch of this kind of color here and also here. And we'll start finessing this in a bit, okay? Just bear with me. I know it doesn't look like much, but it will eventually, I hope. An important thing is to learn as well, so it's not that important. Just keep going. Maybe I should have like laid a base color first. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Why not? Let's just add this base color everywhere. This is a different layer. This is the layer underneath, so that's why nothing is exploding. Okay. So let's just add these little colors, and I think this is where we need to be like super, super careful. Just to start getting that sheen, that brightness, that little levels of color here and there. Okay. Some whole areas that actually start shining. Okay, I like that. Let's see if this works down here. It's supposed to be super smooth, so I'm varying a lot, like the pressure. I'm using the pressure sensitivity a lot right now. just so I can play with different tones of this same color. I'm guessing this is a bit lighter. Yeah, just a tad, but no big. I'm not studying color. Okay, let's go with this. And let's add this. Oh, I forgot to color you, sir. I'm sorry. There we go. We can do it all the way around. So we can start in the darks and also start like digging a bit into the colors. Okay, I like how this is looking, and I like learning so much. So thank you guys. This is super cool. I don't know if this is actually what you expected when you voted for studying cloth, but yeah, this is what you get. This is a very light reflection out here, so I'm just using the color from the outside. So I'm going to do that right here as well. I know this isn't the shape at all, but I'm just studying this, okay? Does that make sense? Oh, no, it's double. Wow. So it's something like that. Wow, this is super pretty and interesting. Okay, I like this a lot. Let's just add this because apparently it's like high contrast right there, like on the edge of the light, there's the darkness comes. And that's my first single as a metalhead. I've decided that. Okay, so let's see. There's also some sheen back here, and this supports that shape. So it's so cool how it's actually like this, you know? It's amazing. This is so interesting. I had never done this, but I've wanted to do it for the longest time, and thanks to you guys, I'm actually being able to do this, and I'm I don't know if you can tell, but I'm not teaching smack here. I'm actually learning more from you guys than you're probably learning from me. So thank you for that. But if you are learning, I'm really happy. And if you're interested in um, like continuing to learn, just consider subscribing. Consider like being part of this community and helping each other. And I don't know, being part of this. I feel this is pretty special. I'm really excited. Okay, so we're happy with that. Let's keep going. So I'm going to go with this area, and this area, I'm just going to go cheap. See how cheap I can go. And that actually works really well, and I just did this. So, and that's really important for me because I like sketching, and I like sketching quick if I can, if it's possible for me. So I want to know which are like the shortcuts. That's really useful for me. So I'm noticing these little lines down here. So like right under the fold, I can see that those lines kind of pop up. Okay, and there's some parts that I'm missing, like the darkness of it all. So I'm talking about this area. So let's just support that darkness a bit more. I'm missing some lights here, so I'll just go back and do them like right away. Okay. Okay. Let's suppose that the leg is like right here, so. I love how fashion shows have like the best lighting. Well, best, I know that's not the case that. I'm sorry. That's a lie. Sometimes they really bug it up. But in general, like the pictures that you get to see are just so beautiful. And they're very explicit about like the materials and stuff. Okay, so there we go. So this is kind of my satin study. Okay, so let's leave it like that. I'm going to continue right now, and I'm going to try this. What was this called? Chiffon? What was that? Chiffon? I don't remember, but I guess that's chiffon. Please confirm, Angie. Save me. I'm not interested in her little tiara or anything, so I'm just gonna cut her head off. Happy Women's Day. Okay, there we go. I'm studying cloth. So I'm just gonna start sketching right now. Oh, did I merge these two? Yeah, I merged them. Sorry, guys. Okay, whatever. Let's just keep going. So I'm gonna go ahead with this one, and I'm gonna start sketching all of these little lines or whatever everywhere. So let's just go real quick. Whoa. So I'm also getting the idea that this is kind of a really light cloth chiffon. Yes. Okay. Good. Thank you. Thank you. So I'm getting the idea that this is a very light light cloth. I don't know. Could you please confirm, Angie? Like I suppose that you've worked with this. Is it super light? Because it looks super light, like amazingly light. I don't think I've ever touched this material. You must be super tired of questions, actually. You just got out of class. And I'm like here, hey Angie, what's up? Give us some indication. I'm sorry. Look, okay. Okay, I like this because there's a lot of like different tensions going into it. So let's just keep on with that. Okay. Yes. Okay, good. So it's a good idea. So my guess was that going back to the beginning of our study session today was that the lighter the cloth would get, the more folds it would have, and I'm guessing that was a good guess. I'm guessing that's a good guess. Yeah, that's a good supposition. Okay, so let's just draw a little hand here and keep going. Okay. I'm really interested in this area because there's a lot of like foldy foldings here. That's the actual professional name. Foldy foldings, foldy. Okay, good. And let's continue with the ones in the back. Okay, something like that. That works wonders for me. Okay. It seems like she's wearing like an underdress, like it's not just the outer dress, but there's something under there. It's very comfortable too. Oh, okay. So chiffon is not actually 100% silk, according to what you said, right? But I'm guessing that that it has a mixture of stuff. But is it also very breathable? Breathable. Wow, I'm slow today. I'm sorry, guys. Is it also very breathable? Like, is it a fresh kind of thing? Because it looks fresh as well. But I know a ton of materials that actually try to look like this and are super warm and suffocating as well. So I'm just wondering. Okay, dokes. So there's our base color. Let's start adding some details to this. Those folders are called draped. Oh, okay. Drapeado. So it's drapery. Oh, so like curtains. Because I've heard that, like that same word, but for curtains. Like that's drapery, right? Am I wrong? I'm not sure. But I think drapery, like when you look, I just realized all my references come from Google searching, and it's kind of amazing that I've made it this far. Yeah, so when you when you search drapery on Google, like there's a ton of curtains that come up. Um, so that's probably because of this, like because of all the folds that they generate as well, right? Okay. Okay, so there's a lot of these like little shiny things that come from the side, and I want to get those. So I'm just going to start sketching this like this. I'm not sure if it's going to get the right like lighting condition, but let's just try it out. What the heck? What's the worst that can happen? Mm, okay. Yeah, I like that. It's not too bad. Let's just make, oh yeah, there's a ton of lighter areas in this, and I was missing that, so thank you, Photoshop. Okay. By the way, I'm using this round brush. I don't know if you can see this, but oh yeah, okay. So I'm using this round brush, which has like a really hard edge, but it also has like an opacity control. And I think this is like a good test for myself to understand shapes, because I can have brushes that kind of fake stuff for me, and that would be cheating, but not in a good way. That would be cheating, but like in a way that doesn't let me actually learn what's going on with all of these things. So that's why I'm kind of avoiding that. Okay. So this looks okay. I'm gonna go into the grays here because I want this to look a bit transparent, as it does. And our background is gray, so it's not exactly the same colors as the reference image. And that also gives us a good idea. Okay, so let's continue with the top. And I'm thinking like this is pretty cool. Pretty cool drapery. Is this also drapery, like this part on the top? Or is this like, I don't know how to call it. Okay, 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 okay. Good. Okay, I think that's about as much as we can get from this surprise chiffon dress. Okay, so let's just leave it like that. Oh yeah, let's leave it like that, exactly like that. I wanted to study, was it this one? I think so. because I'm thinking this is also satin, but I really like the fact that it's like a completely frontal light. So in that way, we can study these reflections a lot more. So I'm going to start with a different approach in this one, and I'm going to just start with a base color. So I'm going to go with this color, which is kind of a medium one. Oh, it's almost exactly like the gray that we have in the background. But okay, let's just go with that, whatever. Okay. Okay, good. Now that we have our area, we can start kind of sketching with these. So I'm just going to go with the lights for now. Okay. See if I can get somewhere just doing this. So there's a ton of variation within the lights, like it's not high contrasty at all. And also there are some reflections inside other reflections and some shines inside of other shines, like this area. Like this area right here. So that's amazing. I think I've drawn this before, like this material, but I'm not really sure where. Like I have the notion of like not studying it, but kind of using some reference for it. Like going the cheap way. I'm not entirely sure where. But okay, this looks good. Let's just keep going with that. Okay. Let's see, going upwards from here, what we can get to. I'm seeing this shape like popping some places. Popping up in some places. Okay. It looks good. It feels good. So it is good. Because, for example, in this place, I would probably just use a very soft brush for everything, you know? So it would look like silky smooth. But I want to like challenge myself here. So that's why I'm using this rugged brush. And I'm also not focusing on shapes, so she's probably not going to look as fabulous as she does right there. So I'm imagining that this is draping is like the art of folding with fabric. Okay, so that's exactly, so the part on the top before was actually draping. Okay, okay, okay. We're learning a lot of things today, guys. This is awesome. Thank you, Angie. Okay. Hi, Danny. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. I love you so much and I miss you so much. Where are you? Okay. So for you guys, we're just popping in. I'm studying fabric or cloth or clothes in general. Just like you guys voted on Instagram. I usually go about on Instagram on the same day of my stream. I would actually ask you guys what I should study, and I study. I give you two options of things that I actually want to study, so I'm also invested in it. And whichever option you choose is fine by me. I have a slight preference, obviously, but today it was cloth. Oh, Jesus. Okay, an hour has gone by, but I'm still feeling good. My eyes are a bit tired, but I think we can keep going because I'm really I'm having a lot of fun and I'm learning a lot. So, and this is something that I've wanted to learn for a while now. So I'm just gonna keep going, okay? I hope that's okay with you guys. If you want to stay for a bit more, just you're very welcome to. If you want to leave, I also understand. It's late and you're probably hungry or whatnot. If you want to go fix yourself a sandwich, you can do it as well. You're free to do whatever you want, basically. That's what I'm saying. Okay, good. I like this. Yeah, let's just keep going with this. I'm just going to go with a bit cheaper approach here. Mhm. Okay, good. So I'm happy with that. Let's just go with the darker tones right now. So I'm going to grab this color and I'm just going to start kind of chiseling it out. It's super high contrast as well. Like when it's light, it's super bright, but when it's dark, it's like black, like jet black. It's amazing. It's super interesting. I didn't suspect this as that, like being that way. But that's more information that we're learning today. Okay, so this is like the different approach with going with the bright colors first and then coming back and darkening whatever needs darkening. Okay, let's see. I think this is like the edge, so it's probably going to be dark. So this is like an inverse sheen from what I know. So the edge is actually getting way darker. Um, so that's odd. I don't know why it does that. I'm gonna have to like research a bit further because I don't know. I don't know why that's happening, but it is happening. So we just don't know why. Okay. So I'm getting that the folds are also like where most of the action is happening, you know, like with the high density folds. Um, there's a ton of places that kind of go really dark in such a short amount of cloth. So let's just go about this. I don't know where this fold was, so I'm just gonna make it up as I go. So I don't remember where this was because it's not perfect and it's not referencing this shape directly. So I'm just gonna pop it in there. Okay, I'm liking this. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm learning a lot as well. Thank you guys. Thank you for giving me this space. Your support really helps me keep doing this, and I enjoy this so much. Okay, I'm ignoring the fact that there is supposed to be a hand right here, so let's just draw a hand. There we go, perfect hand. Let's keep going. For those of you who study, who voted that I should study hands, maybe now is a good time to say I told you so. Okay. Okay, so I like this shape, and I see this shape kind of repeating from time to time. So it's like this shape. So that seems to be like a constant. So yeah, that's good information. Okay, I know there's a ton of colors like around, like this darker color is not the only one that is about there, and I'm also gonna get to those. But I just wanted to lay like these contrasty areas like really early, and that way I can learn a bit better on their structure. I'm just putting so much effort into this, and then I get into the hands of like, yeah. uh, I know it hurts sometimes, guys. I know it does, but it's important to do ugly things from time to time. It's not like you can't prevent it or something, but it's good to choose when they come out voluntarily. Okay, I like this. I like that a lot. Aw, you guys are saying hello. How long has it been since you guys saw each other? Thank you for being here, both of you, by the way. Thank you. Thank you so much. Linux and Angie. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. There's a ton of different colors here, different variations. But I think I got what I wanted from this image. And I'm thinking this is a thicker fabric as well, but not as thick as the astronaut thick cloth, okay? So I think I got what I wanted from this image. Let's just keep going. There is one that I'm gonna grab just because I really like high contrast, and it's literally high couture being trash. So it's a trash bag dress, which I think is amazing. I think it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna grab this these outline first. So there's a lot of language in external shapes and silhouettes. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it like that, and I'm gonna delete this because I'm ragging it up. Let's just grab that and that. Okay, so let's say that's the shape of the dress. Okay, and I'm just gonna go about it with the highlights, so just white. And this is kind of me resting for a bit because I like doing this usually with a brush pen, but I usually draw the darks. So in my defense, I'm still learning. Okay. So this is also a really high density detail. So the amount of folds here are just ridiculous, and that's probably because it's super thin. It's like paper thin bags of trash. So Okay, so let's go a bit into the details here. I'm looking at these areas of gray, and I'm noticing that there's a lot of variation in these ones. They're no longer just lines, they're kind of these wavy patterns because they're no longer intention. They're intentional, but they're not intention. See what I did there? Okay, let's just keep going. Okay, I can go back afterwards with some like jet black and kind of grab all these and make them a bit better if I wanted to. I'm not sure I'm gonna do this on this one, but let's just keep going. And again, I'm just trying to find the cheapest way to do this, and I'm finding that this is not exactly like the shape of the of these, but I'm finding that doing like different brush strokes. Let me show you. Like doing these. What's going on? Okay, like these different brush strokes, but really close to each other generates like this pattern of really bright areas and kind of areas without it at all. And it kind of emulates this for me. So yeah, that's what I'm thinking about right now, just in case you were wondering. Actually, you have a great opportunity here. So, and if it's not too much of a bother and I'm not being super intense right now, and if you're still here, could you tell me like an interesting clothing, like an interesting fabric so I can study it? Maybe you have a reference or something you can send me. And if you don't, I'll just look it up on Google as I usually do, and it's no problem. Just let me know if that's something you would like. And if not, then I still have some other references that I'm going to study. Okay? So no pressure. Just if you want, if you have the time, and if you have the availability. I'm sorry if I'm putting you too much on the spot, but yeah. Okay, so yeah, this is super thin, and obviously it has a ton of different densities. Yeah, okay. Let's just, I'm thinking that there's some brights over here. Oh, I'm going outside the border here. Hang on. Yeah, okay, good. So I'm gonna go with the blacks again, and I'm gonna darken some areas that are actually way too bright for my taste. So kind of controlling what I just did a bit further. So you see this is not color at all, but still it has a ton to do, and some ways of studying have like exactly the same shape, the same method probably. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Okay, thank you, Angie. I'm happy about that. I didn't know if I was being a bit too pushy. So please let me know if you have this reference. I'm gonna take a quick break so I can kind of stretch and like get my act together. Um, so yeah, so Angie, if you have that reference, that would be pretty cool. If not, then I'm thinking about studying this right now. I can study this while you think of one. Okay, deal? Because I know this is kind of a lighter fabric, but it looks heavier. I mean, it looks stiffer. Does that make sense? So it's stretchy in one direction, but in the other direction it seems stiff, and it seems that way just because of the structure. But I'm guessing like if you grab that fabric, it's not stretchy at all. Does that make sense? I don't. So I'm just gonna nail this one like real quick. I'm gonna go with the same approach as I just did. So I'm guessing I just made her too bubblicious, just like I always do. Okay. Plisada. So it's pleated? Is that a word? I'm just working from like random memory here. Pleated. I think that's a word I've heard. I think it's like in what was the name of that show? I don't remember, but it was like America's Next Top Shit thing of fashion. Fashion. What's next in fashion? That's what it was. Next in fashion, which was I like this little detail in the knee. I think this is gorgeous. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more detail there. So I'm not mugging it up. And I'm not gonna be super precise, of course. Like I'm not gonna like count the amount of folds that this has. I'm just gonna wing it. Oh, no worries. It's not your responsibility at all. It's mine, so don't worry about it. Sorry for the Spanglish. That's what Angie just said. So don't worry about it. Like if you feel comfortable speaking in Spanish, then go for it. If it's in English, go for it. Luckily, I understand both. Luckily, a lot of people here as well understand both, so it's no big problem. Don't worry about it. Okay, now let's go with some brights, some altos. Mhm. Okay, I think I overdid myself there because I forgot kind of what I was doing. Was this the same one? Okay, there we go. So there's a difference. Okay, this works. Okay. Sorry, I kind of zoned out there. I was super focused on those plates. I zoned out completely. Jesus. But yeah, I really love this, like this shape. It's so beautiful. But I'm not getting the shape that I want here, so I'm gonna need to study it a bit more. So hang on with this. Okay, almost there. I'm thinking that doing this actually rounds it a bit more. Yeah, I like that. So let's just keep going with that. Okay, almost there, almost there. Okay, there we go. I'm happy with that. With this plissé skirt. So I don't know if you've sent me like any references. I'm looking here and I can't find any. But if you found any, Angie, I think this is the perfect time. If not, no worries again. Okay. Just out of curiosity. Let's see if we actually hit the mark in terms of silhouette. Oh, okay. I was missing a ton of information down here. And that's not the silhouette at all. But okay, close enough. Thank you, Angie. Thanks so much. Oh, I'm gonna save because I haven't saved in a while. Hang on. Whoop. Okay. Okay. Ooh. There we go. So I think Angie's reference is going to be the last one of today. So just to like capitulate a bit or remember what we were doing, we started by trying out these different thicknesses and like testing them out, just guessing, and then checking some references, which is what we've been doing like on this part, and then copying them. So we first did this one, which is kind of this thin cloth. Then we did a medium cloth. Then we did a thicker cloth. And then we did this kind of leather, like thick leather cloth. So I studied this, which is kind of the cloth outside this space station thingy. This one, which was just like the astronaut. Oh, but I didn't do any color here. I can do a color here while Angie gets that reference. Okay, so I'm just gonna place this base color under here. I think astronauts are pretty cool. I really like them. Oh, this was such a wasted opportunity. Let's just do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for turning back, but there, when I see this opportunity, I just have to take it. Yeah. Okay. So again, I'm seeing and checking how cheap I can get while still maintaining this this same notion that it's kind of a thick material. Okay. And that way I can sketch quicker. That's kind of one of my interests, sketching quicker. Not because I need to for my personal stuff, but for my professional stuff. I like not giving my whole day to an image, so I can kind of finish it quicker. And that's better for me and better for my family, and also better for you guys, because I managed to do all this like streaming and stuff, so it's pretty useful. Okay, that's different. I'm learning. My initial like suspicion would be to fill all this with darkness, just because it's like inside this little cave, but it's just lit from one side and shaded on the other. So that's interesting. I wouldn't have guessed that out of what I know. I wouldn't have done that. And I also like drawing from memory, just like with the sketches from the other session. I'm not really watching any reference, and I like having this healthy library in my mind at all times. And that's all because I study, but not as literally as I'm doing right now, which is really important, and I'm finding out that it's a ton of fun. But studying while I like see the world around me. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let's just do this, which is a bit brighter. I don't know if you can actually see this difference, but let's just try to set it all up in here. Up in here. It's super light difference, but okay, whatever. And let's just add these reds just because it's thematic. And this little one here. Let's add the blue, whatever. Bloop, bloop, bloop. And a little bit of yellow. Okay, good. I'm happy with that. Oh, this is pretty cool. This is so complex, but I like it. Okay, let's do this. Thank you, Angie. I just got Angie's references. So let's go work on those right now. So hang on while I open WhatsApp web. I'm not sure if I have it here. So just give me a second. I'll be right back, okay? Okay, guys. So let's see. Let's check it out. Wow, this is pretty complex, but let's try it out. Let's see if we can muster it. So that's the first one, and this is the second one. Wow, and also the colors. Jesus Christ. Okay. So this is the first one. And this is the other one. Oh, and there's another one. Wow, super reflective, but also kind of astronaut themed. So Angie just sent us a ton of references. Okay, so which one of those would you like me to commit to? Because I'm just going to do that one. Just choose whichever. I think all of them are fabulous. So just let me know which one would you like me to do. So on your chat, you can write right now and let me know. You guys, like all of you guys, this is not just Angie, but all of you guys, let me know if you would like number 1, number 2, or number 3. So I can also take a bit of a break. So this is number 1, this is number 2, and this is number 3. Hi, host, what's up? Okay, so we have 1 vote for number 1. Let's see if we get other votes right now. The first one. Yeah, I think like cloth or this like furry and puffy kind of fabric is really tough. Oh, my dad also votes for number one. So we got 2 votes for number one. So this kind of fabric is like it's thick. You can tell that it doesn't have as many folds as the lighter fabrics that we have already sketched, like chiffon and all of those. I sound so pro saying chiffon, like I know what I'm talking about. And the one on the right, I think it looks like it's really thin, but it's also kind of a composite material, I'm guessing. So I'm guessing that it's like very thin fabric covering something that's thicker, especially in the jacket. So we have a much higher, let's just sketch over that just to get that. So there's this high frequency detail all over it, but at a lower frequency, we can see that there's this fold over here and there's this fold. And this is just like the larger frequency folds that I'm seeing. So ignoring the fact that it's full of little details, we can see that the jacket is also folding in a very specific way. So if we take this out, it would still look like a jacket, you know? So yeah, that's it. Okay, so Angie says number one or number three. So I'm guessing number one, just one, because everybody went for number one. Okay, so let's go with number one. I'm just gonna delete these two so we don't have them, and I'm gonna delete this as well. Okay, so the good thing about this is it's not just a dress, but we have like a collection of different fabrics. So let's just run them down. There we go. Okay, so this fabric seems to be soft again. I don't know if this is a lot of detail, but yeah, it seems softer. So hang on, I'm gonna do this. I think my cats are meowing like furiously right now. They're hungry. Okay, so I'm just gonna sketch this right here. So it's like just the hat for now. And what I'm seeing is that this is kind of a thin material as well. Because it has a ton of folds, but it's not as thin as the jacket, for example, like the astronaut jacket from the right. So, but it has the same artifacts as the astronauts station, you know, like these little things. So I'm just gonna sketch real quick. Because I know this is not like our center of attention, but still I wanted to get it right. Mm-hmm. Okay. So there's a bit of a widening of it. Okay, good. So I'm happy with that. Let's just go with the sweater now. So I'm gonna ignore the fact that the hat is up there, and I'm just gonna try to hit the mark with proportions. So this looks full like a scarf, and you can see that I'm doing it like it's a heavier material, like it's a thicker material, which it is. And you can see that like all the way up from here to down here, there's almost like no creases. Okay, there. I'm feeling that this is a crease and this is also another crease, so that's what I'm doing here, but just like softer. Okay, let's just go from up here again. This is super long, like I wouldn't have expected this to be this long. There's also something that kind of bugs me about, and it doesn't bug me like in other people's illustrations, like that doesn't really happen that often. It's something that bugged me before, like with illustrations that I used to make, and that was how wings were made, because they felt thin. Does that make sense? So if we see a wing and people drew it, it would feel just like this flat panel. And I remember like thinking about when wings are folded. So let's say, for example, this is kind of the case. This feels paper thin, and I don't like this. So I like the fact that it can feel a bit thicker. So I noticed that doing like just something like this made it feel a bit thicker, and that would be good enough for me. And that also works for fabric. So that's exactly what's going on here. Whoa, what? Okay, there we go. Good. So let's keep going. Let's keep it up. So I'm gonna go with the skirt. Can you call that a skirt? I have no idea, but I suppose that's a skirt. Yeah, it is a skirt. So it's really confusing because it has a ton of texture, but you can actually see some of the lines, of the construction lines. Wow, this is so weird. Okay, let's just do that from the top then. So it's about here, and it goes. Oh, and it opens. Okay, so again, some texture that's kind of confusing, but we can manage it. Okay. Again, proportions are a miss. Yeah, she's gonna be like super, super thin, I'm guessing. So I like this, and I like the fact that there's a lot of different foldings here. These are some complex references, Angie. Thank you. This is pretty cool. And also there's some here, and I can feel this here. Okay, and this is not going to make sense. So she has no legs now. Okay. I just made her disappear, and she's just like a couple of things. Okay, good. This is a belt. Oh, this was a belt, like it comes from up here. Oh, that's true. Okay, so let's fix that because I effed it up. Okay, so let's just keep doing this. Okay, good. Something like that, I hope. Okay, whatever. So here there are some folds that I really, really like because they're really informative. Okay, and we have a fold here. Okay, that's pretty good. I'm feeling that's pretty good. I'm not sure if this is like the exact size, but whatever. Let's just make it closer. Okay, so now I'm gonna lay like the base colors, and I'm thinking a ton of this is gonna be about texture. So that's tough. I'm guessing this color is gonna be really tough to emulate. This material. I'm sorry, not this color. This material. Okay, base color as well. Let's just do all of them like on the same go. See if we can manage that. Okay, so base color, I'm just going to do this. So it's really tough to get a base color from from a pattern. I'm guessing you just choose one, run with it, and see if it works. But other than that, I mean, if you choose the white as a base color for a pattern, it's just up to you. But I'm just thinking of when I squint my eyes, which color do I see? And I think this is kind of a close color. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's do this. I'm thinking that this is going to be super puffy and soft. And that's probably going to be really tough to emulate unless we do something. So this is, if I were working and not studying, I would just do a brush, you know, I would start creating a brush that kind of does this texture for me. So I don't have to do it manually. But as I'm studying, because I'm studying, I need to do it myself. So let's just do it. Okay, so she has a really, really, really bright light on top of her. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take advantage of that light, and I'm going to do this effect sort of like it's fuzzy all around, you know, especially here, which is like really, really bright lights. And I'm guessing this, although we cannot see it, has a ton of these like furry little hairs all around it. And as they get lower, I'm going to start making them less bright, but also having the same color. So let's just do that. So I'm thinking it's more of a pattern, you know, like a repeating pattern of the threads going about the shape. Okay. So I'm noticing here that there are some lines, like some directions, and it's good to follow them. But sometimes if I do this direction way too long, then I'm not going to support these. So I'm just choosing which one to go with. And it's pretty random, actually. Like, I think it's more of a which one is easier. So right here, I want to support the vertical line, so I'm just going to go with that one. Okay, and here there's a darker color, you know. Let's just exaggerate that one a little bit. And also make them, like, support the lines. Okay, I don't know if this is working, but let's just see. Let's see if it works. Oh, this is a good color. Okay, so stuff like that. I'm guessing that if we like remove the lines, it would work better. But yeah, whatever. Let's just keep doing this. Really cheap, really quick. I don't really mind that much. And let's add some of that furriness to it. Even though I can't see this, I'm just putting it in there. Okay, good. Oh, the hat. Okay, so let's do this up front. Whoop. There we go. Oh, I did that color. Okay. So let's just block this. Let's just do this brighter color up in front. This is going to be quick because this is not our center of attention, but still, I wanted to finish what I started. Whoa, too much. I'm getting this blue vibe over there, so trying to respect that a bit. Okay, good. That's good enough for me. Yeah, I'm guessing this would be enough for this like for this ultra chubby one. Let's see if, yeah, okay. Like ultra warm one. Now let's go with this one. So with this one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna like highlight the fact that it's leather. So I wanna do this with these colors. So yeah, let's just go. This is so 90s. I just feel like the 90s are back with this skirt. That sounded like I knew about fashion. Okay. So that's basically it. Right now I'm just gonna shade whatever I feel like is shaded in like behind the pattern. And the pattern would just make it all like super confusing. So I'm thinking that I'm not gonna do the pattern. Okay, but the fact is that this one is a bit more like leathery. So I'm guessing that that's about enough. Hang on, I'll just do a bit more like here up in the middle. And there's some shading here and here as well. Okay, but if we're gonna talk leather, then I think that's kind of enough. Would you study a leather jacket? Okay, I could, but I think this is that would be for a later time. Because right now I'm a bit tired. I've been going on for what now? About 2 hours. We're 9 minutes short of 2 hours. So I'm a bit tired, but I will like if that's the subject, then as soon as there's another study session with cloth, which there's just it's really possible because cloth is such a gigantic subject. So I'm probably going to study it again sometime. So just be on the lookout, and as soon as I ask for it, remind me. Like if I make one of these Instagram polls, just break through them and give me a direct message and tell me like, you told me you're gonna study a leather jacket, and I will. okay? But for leather, I think this is good enough. And also for this kind of wool material. If I were to do something with this as an illustration, I would probably just color the lines in the wool material, like the color of the material that I'm drawing. And that way it kind of fades a bit better. Yep. And I would support the shadows in some areas, and some areas I wouldn't. So yeah, something like that is something that I would do. Okay, guys. So I think I'm gonna call it a day. Thank you guys for being here and helping me so much and teaching me so much about these materials. Thank you, Angie, for your for your appearance and being here and helping me and teaching me so much about materials. I hope you have a nice rest of the week. And yeah, if you like this this content, just subscribe. So you get a notification to know when I'm gonna stream or not. Okay? So thank you very much, guys. And whoa, what did I just do? Did I just erase everything? Okay, wow, that was scary as heck. Okay. Thank you guys for being here. And yeah, I'll just show real quick what we did today. So we did this, which was Angie's suggestion. And we also studied this, which was kind of a pleated skirt. And we did this, which was a shiny, bright, reflective trash bag. We did this, which was also satin, but also just focusing on the reflections. We did this, which is chiffon and kind of transparent and translucent. We did this, which is also satin. And we did this, which was kind of the astronaut, really heavy duty material. And we did this, which was an exterior pod for astronauts. Oh, and we also did these. Hang on. I'm just going to organize them right now. Why the heck not? So let's just do it like this. So thin, medium, thicker, and leather. Okay. Yeah. So we did all these just to get the feel of different tensions placed on top of the table. So yeah, and these are all the things at the same time. Beautiful. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll see you on the next time. Okay, so let's continue on Monday. We're gonna finish. No, not finish. We're gonna keep on working on the vampire dragon lady, that one. I'm really excited about that image, so stay tuned. And next week we're just gonna study something else. So I'll keep you posted, and I'll also ask what we're gonna study next week. So just keep your eyes peeled for new updates. Thank you guys for coming, and I'll see you next time. Thank you for being here. Oh, Mom and Dad, thank you for being here. This is so special. Thank you. Bye. See you next time.